Kasper Meier. Hello everyone. It is I. I have decided to return because I think it is extremely important that you hear about this book, because I have very much enjoyed it and I don't think it is getting anything like the publicity that it deserves, because it is brilliant. Which book, you ask? This one. The Spring of Kasper Meier by Ben Ferguson. I had seen it about a few times in Waterstones, as you do, and I thought, this looks interesting, but so it took me a couple of goes before I eventually actually picked it up, which is an embarrassing thing to admit, because I didn't really know what it was about, beyond what it says on the back. Kasper trades on the black market. This woman called Ava finds him, sort of blackmails him into doing something, and you think, might be alright, but it doesn't really give you a reason, it doesn't give me a reason, to grab it. What really was interesting for me was the whole Berlin in 1946, which is nearly, almost exactly what I am particularly interested in, on the slightly creepy bookshelf to my left here. Anyway, after I had bought it, I eventually was flicking through the back of it, as I was just then, and came across the bit, the interview with the author, and realised that actually, contrary to any of the lack of publicity, whatever, blah, whatever, this book has, well, it turns out, a wealth of queer characters. So, obviously, suddenly, I'm really quite excited to read about the queer Germans who have just survived the Second World War, because there is no way this can have gone very well for them, and I do like things that don't go well. Anyway, now that I have revealed my insane bias, the main plot is indeed pretty much what it says on the back. So, Kasper's, he trades on the black market and is doing this to stay alive because Berlin is utterly devastated by the war. The bombing and the occupation, it's essentially a wasteland. But there are still people living in it, so it's kind of like a dystopia, which actually happened. So he's just trying to keep himself alive, and he's got his father to look after as well. So, he doesn't really want to take on the quest that Ava gives him when she arrives, because he doesn't want to interfere with military things, because things don't go very well for you if you do that. But she blackmails him into it, and then things get quite dark. I don't know, does this? Yes, so there's a lot of exciting things going on in this book, and the opening chapter is particularly amazing, because chap gets murdered, just like that. Lots of murder in this book. Lots of murder in this book. It's great. So obviously, I might as well just say it. The reason that Kasper gets blackmailed into it is because he is gay. So the book is about working out why all these murders are happening, and Kasper trying to find the information for Ava, and blah blah blah. It's very good. So this is the main plot. It's about how they become friends and try to survive. What really got me, because it was everything that I would be looking for in this kind of story. Oh, it's perfect. It's the backstory. I fell in love with the backstory. I cried. At one point I had to put the book down so that I could cry even better. Yes. Yes. It's very good. It's exactly my thing. In order to summarise it, I suppose I better say, well, do you really imagine that being gay in Nazi times was going to work out very well? Because it doesn't. Brilliant. I feel like a sadist. They will agree. Whether I like that, they will agree. Yes, no, oh, it's brilliant. I love it. I love it. Also, turns out the author's on Twitter, and in something which quite made my first Monday back at work after the holidays, he said, "Thanks for the great review," but he said it in Manx, which shows more than a little bit of, I mean, just saying thanks, yes, okay, that's great, that's exciting, but to go to the extra effort of noticing on my profile the word Manx, and then going and finding out how to say thanks in this language, that's unnecessarily adorable. Yes. So basically, he is clearly lovely, and so he's also, because he is lovely, he has convinced me that I need to convince more people to give him money by reading his excellent book. Basically, I mean, the book is excellent on its own, and I would still be saying it is excellent, but the additional level of adorableness. Yeah. Read it now.